that where land is required for overriding public interest, the governor has the power to revoke every subsisting interest. Section 1 as revoke acquisition. Section 28(9) is now saying existing interest, meaning that where your land is revoked for overriding public interest, Section 9 says you are entitled to compensation. But within the section of Section 29, there are procedures for compensation assessments. It says that you have three basic head of claims. Three basic head of claims. The first one talks about annual ground rent that were paid in that year, because it is supposed that the person affected is a tenant of the state, so he's paying rent like a tenant. That's one. Number 2 talks about economic trees, crops, what have you, cashew. Talks about economic trees, palms, coconut, just name it. Then the last one, that one talks about unexhausted improvement. What do you mean by that? Anything you do on land that change the position of that land is an improvement. When you put a structure on land, is an improvement. When you put a fence on land, is an improvement. And of course, when you have shrine on your land, it is an improvement. When you have burial grounds, the dead ones, they are improvement. These are the provisions of the law. So as an expert in land, and we are not lawyers, we are surveyors and valuers, but we are trained to respect the rule of law. We are trained to respect, thank God we have the lawyers, the makers here. So we are acting within the context of the act. So when you move further within that law, it says that the rate to be used shall be the rate that is given by the officers specified in that act is there. So what we have done as valuer is to say that the basis of our valuation must be established, and that basis is called statutory basis. I know a lot of us in this house, we are valuers. We value for various reasons. So there are values that are statutory in nature, and there are values that are market-based in nature. So for compensation purpose, there's no sentiment about it. There's no empathy about it. It's about law. And where we acted outside that law, we have acted against the law, and our report might be subjected to scrutiny. So we have used what we call the depreciated replacement cost for structures. We have also used rate for economic trees and crops as provided by the appropriate officers. And based on that, we moved to site and we conducted what we call reconnaissance survey. And after reconnaissance survey, we did community engagement beyond what the ACR people have done. We went to the community leaders, we met with the youth leaders, we were able to identify those people that are affected, so that in the course of our enumeration, we will not record the wrong person for what he does in home. And we ensure that we require for the certification or title to show that they have owners of. Because of my time, I think I've stopped at this. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Enumerator. This is now the time for the main business. I will invite the driver of this project, before I invite the Honorable Minister of Works, let me invite Dr. Abbas Suleiman, the rep of the Honorable Minister, Federal Minister of Environment, for his 2-minute speech. Director, please.
Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister of Works, distinguished highnesses here present, I convey the compliments of the Honorable Minister of Environment, Abbas Balarabe Lawal. I just want to lay credence to what the ESIA consultant had said about the project and all the steps that have been taken in the course of the environmental and social impact assessment of the project. First of all, let me just stress that, like he mentioned, December 5, 2023, the project was approved by the President in Council. And by the EIA law, it would have just been okay. The highest authority has taken a decision on the project. However, we want to commend the promoters of the project, Federal Ministry of Works, for making sure that the project is still subjected to the environmental and social impact assessment as enshrined by the Air Act 86 of 1992, which we codify as Chapter E12, Laws of the Federation, 2004. I don't want to go through the steps that the consultant has enumerated, but I'm here to support it as the main regulator of that activity. The panel that was established by the Honorable Minister of Environment is an independent panel of technical experts and federal, state, and local government regulators. Most of the personages that you had on that panel, led by a former head of service of the Federation, who incidentally had also been one of the foundation members of the Federal Environmental Protection Agency, and the officers that built this process. He came outside the country to honor the call of the minister to chair that panel because of the importance that the ministry attaches to this project. I would want to just close by saying that roads are like the blood arteries in the system. They promote economic growth. Let us look at what happened in India. 2 infrastructural projects, ballooned India from where it used to be to where India is today as one of the leading economies in the world. The IT infrastructure they set up, and then the road network that was built across the entire country. And I think that's what Nigeria is also trying to do. So with this, Honorable Minister, sir, we pledge the support of the Honorable Minister of Environment. And let me end it by saying that all concerns will be taken care of in the course of the review of the environmental impact assessment of this project. Far-reaching decisions that will be taken will be in the mutual benefit of all. And whatever we come up with, stakeholder engagements is something that will continue throughout the project lifespan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Abbas Suleiman. It is now the time to invite the Honorable Minister of Works, His Excellency Senator Engineer Mweze David Umahi, here. Your Excellency.
Thank you. My dear National Assembly members, the PAM Secretary, Directors, Lagos Controller, the KPAC, the Directors of Ministry of Works, our stakeholders, MD of High Tech. Because of time, we're going to be combining my remarks with questions and answers and remarks from participants. After that, the National Assembly will now have their comments and directives, our headmasters. Let me first comment very highly the stakeholders for honoring us. Each time we ask for your presence, you've always come and we've always had fruitful discussion. Today will not be an exception. And to PAM Secretary that put our ministry staff and the program together, I want to thank you very highly for your commitment to the vision of our dear President. Let me, can you remove my pictures there, please? Let me also, yeah, that's the right pictures that should be there. Let me thank our directors, in particular the Director of Bridge and Design, who is piloting this project, and of course, the very hardworking woman engineer, Engineer Kesha, who is the controller of Lagos State. Thank you very much. And to our National Assembly members, I will be recommending this model to the National Assembly. Your participation and your insistence that you want to hear from the stakeholders. You want to hear from professionals. We are very, very grateful because this will be more reassuring because you are representing the people and you are protecting the interests of the people. We thank you for this program, and we are very, very grateful at the end of the day. You will be able to judge us fairly whether we've been telling you the truth. And to our dear President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I want to, thank him very, very highly. When we talk about some of these legacy projects, I've always insisted that there are no road projects, there are investments. And the investment, when you see even some of the thick terrain that we are passing through, and then you see settlements, just think of what is going to happen when you pass through, such, corridor. It's going to be a revolution. There are a lot of other economic, benefits. I will mention if I have time, but it is our cause to, pray for Mr. President. And I've always told those, the states that these projects are passing through, they have greater stake in 8 years of Mr. President. Because if 48 years, no any other president started any of these legacy projects, and this is the man of courage, and I call him divine president. So it means that it is his call, and it is destiny, and it is for us to support him so that these projects, and I'm very sure that the projects could be completed, all the 4 legacy projects within his tenures by God's special grace. Let me say that Mr. President inherited a total of 2,604 projects as at May 29, 2023, totaling 13 trillions. And you can imagine where that time that the dollar was about 600, 500, 750. And today, what the dollar is now. So you can imagine when we review this project, it should be over 19 trillions. And then when we add the projects under Mr. President, you see that we are struggling with over 3,000 projects. We are not complaining because Mr. President is a man of courage, and he has directed for the projects to be kept alive. And so, Nigeria is blessed. I think it's the first time you're having a man who was in the private sector coming to lead the country. The difference is always, clear, because every leader with such background is looking at ROI, that's return on investment. And what he has done now is that a lot of the projects within the economic corridors are giving very serious, emphasis. And so in 2025, we're going to be, selecting projects that are, critical to our economy, for completion. And this is very key. And so some of the projects we inspected yesterday from Ondo State on Thursday, Friday in Lagos State, Saturday in Lagos State. My director of Lagos State has mentioned them, but we take out the bridges in Lagos State and the bridges nationwide for emphasis, and to underscore the importance of giving priority attention to some of these bridges, because stitching time saves 9. But let me give a brief rundown on the 4 legacy projects of Mr. President. The first is Lagos Calabar, passing about 7, 8 states of Niger Delta and Lagos. And this is 700 kilometers. And this Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, starting at Ahmadu Bello University Way, was designed for 10 lanes. 10 lanes. But because of a lot of encroachment by the people, some on design, corridor, gazetted corridor, some on the right of way of the federal government. The federal government has right of way by the reason of the Supreme Court judgment, 250, meters from the shoreline. And a lot of people have argued, 20 years ago, the shoreline was over there. Whom shall we ask? So in law, you are looking at what you have to take a decision. And so, but Mr. President directed that we should shrink the corridor, to 6 lanes, and also reduce the carriageway of the train track from 25 to 20. And that has given a lot of relief to a lot of our brothers and sisters are within the corridor. And in his own, engagement, with the people God gave him the assignment to govern, he's not saying who is right and who is wrong. And even in the enumeration, by law, if you have shanties, you are not supposed to be paid. But Mr. President, did not mind. He is president for all, and he feels, the pains of Nigerians. And when any opportunity presents itself for him to help, he has always helped, and this is one of them. So, everybody will be expecting that we procure sections 1 and 2 on 10 lanes. But we have a very serious problem, and I thank God for high tech. I hope they will keep this relationship going. When we designed the route, we had certain corridors we followed. Because we took the National Assembly yesterday to the where they are removing over 6 meters of unsuitable materials. And the question is, did you not do soil test with this soil test? But when you depart from one corridor in course of your construction to another one, then you will now discover new parameters of construction. And so it's going to increase the cost of construction. And then we also have challenges of our flyovers. For example, at the refinery of Dangote, we have the pipelines already laid. And so there is nothing you can do other than to find solution. And we visited about 3 times. So we came up with cable, bridge over there, and that will give you over 150 meters, span. So over there, we're going to be spanning over 150 meters, as against the 50 meters, design span. That is going to introduce, some elements of cost in the distance. When we move from the corridor, near the coached, where we should have sharp sand to backfill, and we go to the swamp, which we are doing now, then you have to remove the bad materials. That was not there before, and then you have to transport materials. That's another cost. And all the unsuitable materials that are removed within kilometer 7 to 0 is to be transported to the dump site designated by Lagos State government, either at Ikeja or Eko. That wasn't in the cost before. So we are struggling to see that essentially we're supposed to make some savings from 10 lanes to 6 lanes, but with these inclusions, including doing the concrete retaining wall in all the high fields, we have an average fields of 6 meters on top of the existing ground level. So we have a duty to protect the houses within that corridor. And so there will be retaining walls that are going to come along the corridor. So all these things will be put together, and then we wait now. So I'm putting the National Assembly on notice. And of course, I said after God, they're also our witnesses, because we were there together and we all saw it. And so we are going to aggregate all these things together to produce the final design, which is what the Ministry of Environment is looking for. And then we take it back to Federal Executive Council. If it goes beyond what we had before, why not? If we struggle and we save money, why not? But we are very transparent in doing that. And I want to thank ESIA man, very professional person, and of course the Ministry of Environment for getting an independent professor that you cannot buy over, to preside over the review, committee. And I thank all the participants. And I saw that the man that, headed the enumeration is quite a very serious professional. Prime Secretary, you don't have to pay them 100% of their money, because we are taken to court. So this brilliance, he has to come and define what he did in court. So when the case ends, then we pay the balance of the money. This is very, very important. And to the rep of the Ministry of Environment, I want to thank you. In fact, the 3 speakers were quite very professionals, and I'm sure that the National Assembly people were nodding their heads. These are very tough people that if we are doing otherwise, you will see them reacting. But I'm sure they're satisfied, because 1 + 1 will always give you 2. It's opportunity to also explain something. Somebody questioned, say that we're giving 300 billion in 2023. I don't know whether 2023 or 2024. But the fact is that in supplementary budget, Mr. President saw the plight of the people when he came on board. And he saw that a number of our bridges, were in shock. And a number of the roads were also cut into 2. And so they directed the ministry to go around and then bring up, the palliatives. And so we went round and they got 260 projects and, about 50 bridges intervention. So totaling altogether about 330. And so the total money came to about 207 billion. And that was in 2023 supplementary budget. So what that budget could take was 100 billion. And so 107 billion was passed to, 2024 appropriation. So 100 billion was for 2023, and then 108 was for 2024. So that is still ongoing. Now, the balance of the 200 billion in that supplementary budget, was for the creation of new projects under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and also to, enhance the funding of the existing projects. And again, the National Assembly, they have the budget. They signed the budget, so they should know more. Now, to that 330 projects that somebody was, talking about, we are going to be publishing the performances of it in the next 10 days. We have performed over 95% completion, excellent completion. And so we're going to be publishing it, the location, the GPS, the contractor, the phone number of the contractor, and Nigerians can go and see. And so we've done fairly very well in terms of, matching whatever is appropriated, with what is on ground. And this is very important. And let me also say that we've done a couple of interventions, because I get surprised, even our headmasters, when they talk about certain interventions, and they know very well that this intervention they're asking us to do, they didn't have it in the budget. And so it becomes a very serious decision. First of all, you cannot appropriate any project that is not in the budget unless it's an emergency one. An emergency one is not in the budget, so it can only be the president that can help, but there's a limit of which he can help. But Mr. President has helped and intervened in the following projects, by reason of the motions of the National Assembly, and of course the observation of Mr. President. Of course, he watches the televisions, he sees the newspapers, he listens to the public, and he feels their pains, and he has come to help. In Abuja, Kano, apart from the permanent works, which I'm going to discuss here, he has directed that the entire motorways should be made motorable. There should be no pothole, that should be done while, the permanent work is going on. And that is being done. And I think in the next 7 days, that directive will be fully carried out. And when we are going to Niger State by Wednesday, the National Assembly have directed that they want to inspect the road. And I'm very grateful for that synergy. We have the Katsina line. It's running from, Cross River down to Benue. We have started, as directed by the President, the section of Cross River. And it is ongoing, and we get to, Benue State. It has no appropriation, it has no funding, but we have to do what Mr. President says we should do. Makurdi to 9th Mile, it is, China Exim Bank project funding, and it's done by China Harbour. But there are a lot of, disturbances, along the corridor, and, some of the roads have been destroyed to the fact that you have a lot of dust on the road and potholes. So the President has directed that we immediately procure all that within the project, and that has been done, and the work is, seriously ongoing there. There is this Oyo show that has been, even the construction workers have issued their threat, the road transport workers, the National Assembly, and they understand the plight of that project. But what happened was that it's an inherited project, but the way existing two carriageways dualized, that has been there. But the last administration chose a different corridor, also dualized. And so the project cannot move forward, even though the contractor had, claimed over 95% of the cost. And so the job had stopped. It's been abandoned over 5 years back. So what we have done, as directed by Mr. President, is to go back to the old existing carriageway, put it totally in order, terminate the contract. Mr. President did not direct us to terminate the contract. We directed ourselves to terminate a contract that has been there for 5 years, and the contractor had demobilized, and they has claimed over 85% of the money, and the job is not ongoing. So we are following due process to terminate it. But a duty as directed by Mr. President is to go and repair the old one so that people can have new lease of life. We are doing that. And then you have the Shagamu Benin. It also doesn't have appropriation, but by the intervention of Mr. President, we procured high-tech, and you can understand, with all this equipment, if they can unleash 5% of it, we will definitely have, a well-repaired, Shagamu or a road. And then you have the Lagos Abuja. Work is almost completed in terms of the palliative repairs, and we are concessioning that route. The governor of Ogun State is doing the section of Ogun State as directed by the president, that any governor who wants to engage in any federal route, because according to him, all routes are for the state, for the local government, for the national. So there is no route that is being exclusively used by the federal government. So he has directed that any governor who wants to do any of the routes, tagged federal government routes, should be allowed to do that. And we've been doing that, and that's what the Ogun State governor is doing, and I commend him very highly. We have the Oduopani, this Oduopani section has been raised, so much time in the National Assembly. And I want to say that we have given the contractors marching order. We couldn't reconcile differences with Beja because there are 3 sections, one done by CCEC, second one by Beja, and third one by Samatek. Now we redesigned the project because of the terrain, but we couldn't agree with Beja, and we've terminated the Beja sections. Now we have rearranged ourselves for Samatek to take a portion of Beja, and the CCEC take a portion of Beja. And so first is the palliative, so that the place will be more terrible. Some people stay on that road for 7 hours. And so we are doing that. But we are doing palliative on the entire stretch so that people can have ease of life while the permanent structure is going on. Time will not permit me to continue to talk about all the interventions, but we have equitably intervention in the 36 states of this. But if there is any that we have not intervened on, you can send us text message, and then we will be able to do that. We have terminated a number of projects, Lokoja Benin. The 3 sections, I wouldn't want to call the contractor, but the 3 sections have been terminated, and we've gone to BPP to do selective tendering to re-award it. Lagos Ibadan, phase 2, done by 2 contractors. We've terminated it, and we are going to be re-awarding it. There is section 3 of the Kano Medugri. It's also not going well. The contractors say I'm a wicked man, but it's better for me to be a wicked man by terminating a project that has stayed for more than 12 years with very unproductive attitude, than for the people to be suffering. Nothing personal. Of course, Second Niger Bridge, we've also done that. The bridges, we have recommended to Mr. President 341 billion for us to tackle the disaster that could happen, on our bridges. When you go to Tom Mainland Bridge, you'll be seeing the beautiful work done by the president, on top. But there are dangers, below the deck, and there are even more dangers, inside the water. Below the deck, you have some deflection of the slabs. You have, the buckling of the piers. You have attack by the salt water on the, pie caps. We have the detachment of the pie cap from the, the pies from the pie cap. And that is all within the top, the on the deck. It's not what you see below.
And so Mr. President had given us money to rectify this in, Murtala Mohammed Bridge in Kogi State, in Kata Bridge in Lagos, and Tomeland Bridge. And the reason for some of these problems is because these bridges have lasted some for 53 years, for 60 years, and there were no maintenance. So our maintenance culture is not very, very commendable. So that we are doing it. But the most troubling in some of these bridges is what is called chlorination and carbonization. And that is, the sipping of the chloride water, salt water, to attack the reinforcement of the pie cap. And so that is what we are witnessing, and it's a huge problem. So we have contacted international communities to learn where such thing has happened. And the Abuja is also making contacts, who is the contractor to that job, to see how we can, effect repairs of that. Because we can't demolish the pie caps. It's impossible, But also greater problem is the piles. The piles were constructed under skin friction because it is like the end bearing, which is like rock, is beyond reach. And so you have illegal mining of the detached from the pie caps. You discover that some of the pies are just dangling like this. And so the 2013 exposed the dangers. And in 2019, ISECON also under the federal government reviewed but 19 pie caps and saw that we had geometrical progression of the deterioration. And so we have committed Abuja to evaluate all the pie caps of Kata and Tomeland Bridge and give us a design. We have also, procured the that is passing through southeast to Benue, to Kogi, Nasarawa, and Abuja. And the procurement is being concluded now. Unfortunately, High-Tech did not bid for that project. And people are asking, why is it that, a woman say, why is it that when it comes to my turn, then the bed is broken, So with all this equipment we are seeing, that's questions they're asking me. But we can't force High-Tech to bid. We put out for people to bid, and they did not bid. So we believe that whoever that will win it is going to do a good job, similar to High-Tech. And when people say, why are you giving the two legacy projects to High-Tech? We are following due process, procurement process. But look at the equipment. They are not photoshops. The National Assembly were there with us. We went physically to see them. This, what you are seeing, is 50% of what is in their wharf. And they were not procured for this project. They were procured a year ahead. They are just coming in now. Because they are not just working on these two legacy projects. They are working for state government, especially Lagos State government. They are working for Ogun State government and many other states. This is a company that is determined to work. And the PAM secretary is here, and I want him to direct his engineers, controllers, directors. Let us evaluate the equipment of all contractors. We've seen some contractors having up to 20 jobs, some lasting over 18, 20 years. The jobs are not going on. Every year there is appropriation, they take it, and the work is not going. So we have to do this exercise so that, you know, any contractor that doesn't have the equipment he quoted in his bid to do a job, we have to bring down that contract. We have to do this. And so we went physically at Ahababelu way to look at this equipment. And we are very satisfied that any project engaging, and this is the reason when we say turn from this corridor to this corridor, no argument. I hope there will be no argument, you know. But because they have the equipment, they are doing it. Going through the mangrove, you know, swamp, they are doing it. They have the equipment, and I commend them very, very highly, you know. And we want to see any other company in this country that we have 5% of this equipment. That will be second high tech, you know. So it's a challenge. So I want to thank you very, very much, you know, high tech, and you've requested that the loan part of the contract, you should be paid in dollars. Of course, you should be paid in dollars for the loan part, but the counterpart funding we are giving is going to be in Naira. It has always been in Naira. And any mobilization we give to you will not attract any VOP, will not attract any variation. And if we pay you in dollars for the loan component of it, the 100 talk about variation. Variation and the foreign exchange differentials, and then the games of contractor. That's have been the problems of this country. And when people say that we are engaging in you know, less priority issues, it's because the person was procured by contractors who are not having any equipment to work. Because if the foundation is not proper, then the house will not stand. And the foundation is to nip in the bud all those, you know, antics of the contractors that they are using to siphon the federal government. When the money is not there, you cannot, you know, extend any construction. So this is very important. And so finally, we want to thank National Assembly. They have indicated interest to do retreat for our 2025 budget. We welcome it because we want to know the projects we will need to budget for, as few as they will be, and then the reasonable amount that will be used to tackle it. And they should say to Ministry of Work, this is the extent we want you to go in 1 year. And I assure them in 9 months, we will exceed their expectation. But it's important that, you know, you involve the stakeholders as you've indicated. Ours is, you know, tell us what to do, and they support us, and we will do it. So support us, like Mr. President is supporting us, and we will definitely do it. So it's time for comments and questions from our participants. We're ready for you. You are judging me already. You didn't clap very well. Okay, we have 15 minutes to do this, and then another 15 minutes for National Assembly. Yes, hi, sir. Very quickly.
Honorable Minister, my name is Olushola Eniton. I'm a lawyer, also equally certified in valuation. I'm a dual qualified professional. I want to welcome also the National Assembly. I am happy that you are here and that you are concerned and you are sitting even right now. Honorable Minister, sir, this is a fantastic job you are doing. You know, I always commend when I see the good things that are going on, and this is fantastic. Because of the quality of work you are doing and the vision that you have, it is very, very important that you don't leave small issues that can mess it up. And one of those issues is compensation. Compensation. The environmental social impact assessment that was done did not do justice. And I'm saying this because there are 8 Supreme Court decisions and 8 Court of Appeal decisions that are already decided, even one just early last year. There is a decision by the current CJN, while she was a Supreme Court justice, also part of those decisions. Where I am going, sir.
What is the issue? We are not
the issues are that compensation has not been fair, has not been just, has not been reasonable, has been inadequate, and has made the people worse off. People are worse off.
Okay.
Somebody who has a house before is now renting and has no vision or any capacity to replace what was taken from him. That is not the intendment of this beautiful work you are doing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you had clapped like this for me, maybe I wouldn't have been able to answer the question your way this time. But let me say, sir, I heard you very well and loud and clear, but my hands and legs are tied under the law. I understand. I've lost some properties, to this kind of arrangement. It can be very disturbing and painful, but when you are before the law, you are, bound to follow the law. We engage professionals to do this work. What the Federal Executive Council approved as recommended by BBP was 8 billion on this corridor, just, Section 1 alone. But today, we are hitting 18 billion. 18 billion, that's what we are hitting. And we're going to publish it, for everybody to see. The name, the picture, the dimensions, and the cost. And so we are bound by the advice of the professionals that we engaged. And I'm so excited with the level of competence of ESIA and the enumerators. I'm very, very much excited. However, we have over 10 cases in this direction in court. And so whatever court comes up with, we will obey. But we continue to go to Supreme Court so that we strengthen our democracy, and then we hear finally from the Supreme Court as far as this is concerned. Because there is a law he quoted. I'm not an expert, but they involved an expert to do that. And 50% of this enumeration is being paid. And I've directed Keisha, we are not going to be waiting to go to Federal Executive Council because the interests of the people, are involved. If we are passing, they must also be able to have their money to relocate. So within the next 10 days, we must complete, 100% of the payment as enumerated by our enumerators. So we're going to do that. Next person, please. And by the way, they say that I procured SANS to defend me on, freedom of information. I never did. The the Honorable Attorney General is his duty and is the one that put the SAS together. They are not defending me. They are defending Ministry of Works and the federal government. In the other legacy projects, we are also going to have them in advance, so that.
Own Estate, which belongs to several Nigerians in diaspora, several cooperatives in Nigeria.
Okay, the issue is that we diverted the coastal highway into, a place that was not gazetted, so to say, and that is between 16 and 18.
Yes, sir.
Can I answer you?
Sir, please, can I finish? So, sir, so I want to categorically state with documented evidence, which I want to present to everybody, that the MTN cable that you mentioned day before yesterday at Eko Akete is that landed, that's the two African cable, is in Mopo Onibeju, Lekki, not Okwaja. That is what I have been trying to bring to notice.
Okay.
The 2006 alignment is free from any cable.
Okay.
From channel 16.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Let me answer you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, give me channel 16, please. Channel 13. Channel 13, where are you? Yeah, this thing, okay. This channel 13. You are not putting the changes. You have to listen very well. If you will sit down, then others will. You've been very, very active in the matter, and at the end of the day, you will be able to say something now. Wait, change 13. Very quickly, is it 13? This is change 13. Okay. If you look very, very well, you see that this is the sea down. That's the ocean. And let us see where we are coming from the sea. Okay, we are coming. You see we are by the coast, as you had said. Are you with us? This is 13, go 14. This is 15. Hold on. This is 15. So the alleged crime is committed from Chenage 15. Is it correct? Okay. 15. Okay. So you see how we have divided. So why? Why have we left the coast and we are going outside the coast? You will see it now. Go ahead. Come down now. Let us see something. Okay. Abu, what challenge is that? The first MTN cable from the ocean. Kilometer 19. Yes, that is the point. Whatever is the name of the place, we do not know. But this is where that cable is. Then go ahead. This is another location. The power station is here. This is the cable. At that point, our road is passing. We are going to build a flyover to go over that, the road there, because of their cable. The red line is the cable. Come up small and they give me the power station. This is the power station, and this is at kilometer 24. Is that correct? So, yes. So you are just seeing only one power station. But if you go back, please. You see one here. You see the cable from the ocean. Go ahead. You see the cable from the. You see this cable again. You see the other cable. But there's something I want to let you know. Please give me the distance from the shoreline at Channel 16. Channel 16. The distance from shoreline to our road. Huh? 210 meters. So that is our land. It's our right of way. It belongs to us, okay? Because 250 from the shoreline belongs to the federal government. So go to, yes, how many? 222, that's Channel 16. It belongs to the federal government. Now, we start moving away. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come down a little. Come down a little. Now, this is the right of way of the state, Lagos state government, by the reason of the land use decree. It belongs to them. And that is what we've excised, over here. And it is cheaper and better for us to have gone within the coastline. It's cheaper for us. It's better for us. It's a coastal road. But the president directed, because these two people went to send petition to him, and he called me and he said, do not touch the cables from the ocean. And whose report do I believe? Very good. That's what I've done. And we economically, we have also avoided the MTN cable line. This is the answer to your question, ma'am. I want to, please, I've answered you. Any other thing? Please. Please. I want to listen to me. Listen to me. I want to warn you publicly. You have been doing a lot to stop the project. You are my sister. Listen to me. If I get further disturbances there will be consequences for it. We are following the law. You can go to court if we infringe on your rights. But please don't take law into your hand. Stop organizing protests. Stop organizing people to stop the work. I plead with you. Next question, please. Yes.
Please, just last question because of time. Hello, from the royal father, please. And that will be the last because of time.
No, we take two more.
Thank you. Our able senior minister.
Please, your attention, please.
I want to commend you to your outreach today kicks the angers in me.
Okay.
I
remove it.
No. It killed the angers in me today.
You killed it?
Yeah, it killed the angers.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Yes, because you have shown us that you are training for Southwest. By and large, a lot need to be said here. But I want to create your indulgence because the section 2 of this project, we have about 8 royal fathers. And the last time I came here, the vehicle I brought still at the mechanic workshop. I have to call with Uber so that we come to represent the interests of others. We were sent to you to have a closed door meeting with you. And why is because we as the royal fathers.
Okay.
Thank God.
Are you all here?
Yeah, we have valets here.
Okay.
Yes, we have valets here.
We go to my apartment and we run that meeting. Abu.
Thank you. God bless you.
Abu, you will put the corridor for us so that we save time. That is in section 2. Yes. 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 Sorry, can you put down your question on paper and give me? I will answer it now. Put it very quickly. After you, the lady. Go ahead, please, very quickly.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I stand on all existing protocol.
Hold on. Thank you. Very good. Put it on paper. After you, the woman, then we get papers to answer. Very clearly.
Yes,
You can come forward, madam.
My name is Architect Ejiro Eshalomi, and I am a stakeholder in regards to this development, as well as a professional in the field. My submission here is, I stand to be corrected, but in regards the diversion from the inception at kilometer 13, your design clearly shows that you diverted for some reason, which you are established in regards the ocean erosion surge that is occurring in the area, and also
not to surge. Road is not a broom. It's not a broom that you can, bend like a design. So to avoid these, cables, we must have to go by design the radius, and you need a distance to start diverting. It's not something you get there, you do like this.
Yes, sir. I
Question.
stand to be corrected.
You have been corrected.
Because
you have been corrected. Do you have another question?
Yes, because in terms of the diversion, what has occurred now, it also shows clearly in regards to ESI, is ESIA, and the social impact that is affecting us legitimate landowners around that location. It shows some form of discrimination.
You have no land.
You did it for Eco Atlantic, and you've done it for.
You have no land.
The Sanfield, other places. I'm beyond 400 meters from the ocean right of way. Okay. I'm in between. Please, I just want you to look at this area very closely. There's a huge scenario of discrimination that is impacting the environment and also impacting us as individuals, investors.
Thank you.
Please, it's just for the sake of sustainability. Please, sir.
Gentlemen,
thank you very much.
We have concluded the design and the diversion, and that is the design and the diversion. We have followed the law. Please, please, and please. I have never. Madam, we have. That somebody is right there. Who? Can you render our mic to us?
Engineer that is causing this. I cannot stand.
Security.
I can go out.
Move her out.
And
Madam, give yourself respect.
Can I have that? It's okay, that can. Yes, okay, it's okay. The way this is like, I'm a patron in Tinubu campaign organization that has over 5,000.
Madam, yes.
I not only
members of the National Assembly.
Madam, go
Your
ahead.
Majesties, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everyone. I am a stakeholder on that axis, Okwaja axis. My own case is a very, very peculiar one. A lot of the people here, they are aware of my case. I started this real estate business with my late husband, who unfortunately passed on due to cancer some 2 years back.
Because of time, can you?
I am talking, sir. I am so sorry. I don't know how to face the crowd, and I'm naturally a shy person. Please, sir,
I'm more shy than you.
Talk. I do not want you to call me sure or make me to feel or to disgrace me. Let me talk, sir. Thank you very much. We have 3 estates on that axis. The first one, you took over that estate. It was a joint venture that my husband had with his partner. It was demolished. Compensation was paid to the partner. There was nothing, more or less nothing. The second one has been marked for demolition. I want to say here that all these estates, all these buildings that I'm talking about have CFOs and governor's consent for one of them, 2 of them CFOs. We did the right thing. We are having these problems because people encroached on the right of way. But the lawbreakers were left untouched, and they came to us, law-abiding citizens. All that my late husband worked for went down the drain. and they are stripping you of my honor. The third estate, sir, they are taking the first one, fine. They told me it was for economic advancement. They can take it. The person that did the work, where is he today? The second one has been marked for demolition, no problem. The third one, the only one that I have, with my children, you came to the site and you said, save this place from here to this place. It was never saved. There was nothing I didn't do. I can come and show you. Sabu or whatever, Daddy contacted him and he said he will not want to do it because of this person, because of that person. That is also gone.
Which challenge, man?
Challenge 18. I said, take all the estate, but give me 3 acres out of 11 acres. And they are not giving me.
Madam,
and that was all my husband worked for.
Madam,
all our estates gone. 3 estates gone because of some law breakers. I am a law keeper. And I am being sacrificed.
Can I answer you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Number one, I don't know the particular place you're talking about, but if you sit.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, the honorable minister has respected all of us. Ladies and gentlemen,
Madam, you are insulting us. You are insulting us.
Madam, ladies and gentlemen, you know, when the honorable minister stands before you here, he has respected all of us. You know, when you talk, he listens. But when you shout, we will not even understand what we are trying to say.
Thank you,
So please,
Madam,
calm down.
I explain again and again that the place that Madam is shouting on us is still within the coastal, right of way of federal government. It is 120 meters. Our right of way is 250 meters. That notwithstanding, it is more advantageous to go by the coastline. But we can't go by the coastline for overriding public interest. We can't destroy the African, distant network. We cannot destroy the MTN, line. We have no interest than this, and it's the duty of Mr. President to protect the strategic infrastructure of the federal government. For the madam that said I came to the point and said they should do this, I can't remember, but I will be willing to come back to go the particular point to see what she's saying. Because if I was ever there and technically I say put up, this 2 meter or 1 meter, there must be reason for it. But the diversion is irrevocable. I'm sorry about that, because the importance of people's land there, even undeveloped, this madam's land is totally undeveloped. Then compared to, madam, please, we are giving you all the respect. Try to give, if you don't have respect for us, respect the National Assembly. Please, 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 you are insulting us, it's not good. I had visited your site by myself, act of respect for you. And I've had to explain to you, I've never engaged any other person more than I've engaged you in discussion to explain why we had to divert to protect the MTN, infrastructure. We beg you. Sir, you have asked questions now, and I've answered you. Yes, young girl, yes. Yes. You're a very young mother.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for your time. I want to find out your technical reason of avoiding the gazetted route. You told us your technical reason of avoiding the shoreline. You said there are cables there.
Which
as kilometers 16 or 17, Okwaja, that we are all talking about.
That is what I've been.
You said excuse me, please. You said your technical reason of avoiding is because of the shoreline there, right?
No,
because of their cables. Yes.
Take it easy now. We are not quarreling.
I'm quarreling with you, sir.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
Yeah.
Please.
You said your technical reason for avoiding the shoreline at Okwaja is because there are cables there.
Yes.
Which I'm not sure there are cables there. I want you to do your homework very well. There are no cables there. I am very, very sure. I'm a citizen of Okwaja and I know about all that place. Then,
thank you.
What are your technical reasons of avoiding the gazetted route?
At which location?
The same place I'm talking about, the Okwaja. We have a gazetted route at Okwaja already, that's the Lagos State, which was signed by Tinubu in 2006.
The gazetted...
So why are you avoiding, because we were told that a lot of your people are there. That is why you are avoiding that route. So what is your technical reason of avoiding the gazetted route and coming to meet us that we have legal COOs, we have all our documents? Why are you coming to us?
Thank you. Okay. If I've offended you, my apologies. It's very simple. We have cables of MTN. They gave us in writing. They showed us in writing. We had 5 meetings with them. They also wrote petition to Mr. President. We have indicated where the cables are. I don't know who are my people that are, at the coastline. The coastline. Nigerians are very funny. You just say certain things so that, people will now leave the distance. But the point is that I have shown you here why that is. And when you look at what we have, there are no people between the coastline and our road. If there are people there, we have diverted for the reason of the cables. Okay, listen. We have need clarity and drawing to show our service lane and access for over 3,000 residents at beach site. The beach site is not your land. The beach site belongs to the federal government. Well, madam, somebody is asking a question. Madam, don't put yourself in trouble. Please. Please. I'm begging you in the name of God. Please. When we produce the final design according to this route, and there are issues of, service lanes, you will see them clearly. But please, the shoreline belongs to the federal government. Why is road higher at some area that is currently higher? It's because we have checked climate change and we have to design for tomorrow. That notwithstanding, we are incorporating what was not there before, and that is retaining wall, so that we protect the field against people's houses. Please, can the drawings plan be shared Goshen to New Horizon 2? When we conclude what we are doing, we will publish the drawings. and the enumeration and the ESIA. We will publish it. To broaden the positive reach of the project, we would want and plead that the connection road in section 3 to pass through Ode, Omi, Awodi, Kora, Makuno, Omi, Eferie, Abiege, Ota, Ogun, Ibadan to Junction 4 and Shagamu Benin Expressway. We have the 7th Axia route, which we have redesigned, and that is going to take off from the deep sea port, and then we go straight, tear off on this coastal highway, and then tear off to Benin Shagamu Highway. It is already, we are designing already, and there is going to be a lot of economic corridor within this section. You know, if you are clapping for this, you clap very well for the president. Yes. Yes. So, every other thing, if the matter is in court, we have refrained ourselves from diving into this matter because all that we have been talking about, they're already in court. But while the case is going on, we plead for your cooperation so that whatever the court says, we will obey. But please, let nobody take laws into his or her hands. We've tried as much as possible. I've been here more than 4 times to do this public engagement, and we had to put it live so that everybody will know that we have nothing to hide. I plead with you, if you are offended, by me or the ministry, please accept our apologies. The coastal highway must be on land, and where there are issues like the cable, they will do a flyover, and or refinery, we do flyover. In Port Harcourt, my property was also involved in the construction of East West Road, totally demolished. In Aba, my property was also involved. So the law is there. So please bear with me and know that we have nothing to benefit or to hide. But if you say that is it done for personal interest, please, you know what to do so that I will come and explain where I have gone wrong within the limit of the law. So let me ask my National Assembly, the headmasters, to please say something. The hall is now for you. Do I need to come there? Do I need to come? Yes, there is Peter.
Please, I would like the live coverage to continue for the next 15 minutes, please. Channels, Arise, and NTA. Please continue the live coverage for the next 15 minutes. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, all the directors of the ministry, all the invited guests, the royal fathers, I'll stand on existing protocols. Despite all the disagreements in the room, one thing I've noticed that we all accept that the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road is a project that has come to stay. It's a project we all support because it's an important project for our country. I know a lot of people say things like, why do we even need a coastal road? There are other roads needed attention. Of course, there's attention on other roads. But as the Honorable Minister said, the coastal road is an investment, and it has come to stay. If we keep thinking about just today without thinking about our future, and that's one of the problems that we have in this country, just today, we don't think about tomorrow. And it cuts across different segments. Even we've seen what's happening in the fuel subsidy, FX, because we don't want to think about tomorrow, we just want to think about today. And we see where that has brought us to. I was just reading an old clip online when the Ikorodu Road was being built, and there was a lot of criticism for the government because the Maryland Junction at that time was the widest road in Nigeria, and everybody was saying, why do we need such a road? But today, the road is now even too small for us. So we have to keep thinking ahead. And one great thing about the president that we have is that he's a man that likes to think ahead. I lived in Lagos from 2008 to 2019. And I lived, and I still got properties from Igwefon to Chevron. And right from then, I've always heard about this coastal road, that the president was interested in this road. So when he became the president, I was 100% sure that he was going to do it, and he's going to see it to the end. So I want to commend him for this project, and obviously, I want to commend the minister, because this kind of project is easy to say no. It's easy to push it to the next administration. He was talking about the bridges that were falling apart. It's like the fuel subsidy matter that I was saying. It's easy to say let the next administration worry about it, but it looks like our president is a fighter, a man of courage that loves to take on these challenges. And he has appointed a man who is also a fighter, a man of courage. Now, let me tell you how I know he's a fighter. We fight a lot. We work together because we want Nigeria to move forward. But we fight all the time. And we're still going to fight again. You know, his name is David. You know David that usually fights us. So I'm not surprised at what is going on. But I'm very happy about the transparency of what's been going on. This is about the third, fourth. There's nothing to hide, and that's why this is live. He could have taken the easier option of not to do it. I was sat there, and I was telling my colleagues, I said, this thing is going to escalate in a minute now. Tensions will start to rise. Sometimes you wonder, should you even do this live? But the ministry decided to do it live because this is a democracy. Everyone needs to be heard. And that is why this platform is important. And I'm glad you came out. I'm glad you shared your passion. I'm glad that no one is keeping quiet to just be we say, chanced. Now, the National Assembly, as I stand here, we're listening. As I stand here, you are seeing Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, because I'm here with my Deputy Honorable Usman Banye. That means Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, GCON, is right here as I'm standing before you. And the Chairman Works Senate is here. That means Senator Goswe Akpabio, GCON, is here as well. So we'll keep our lines of communications open for continuous engagement. While the ministry, they are doing their own, we welcome you. We keep our lines open as well. I don't know if anyone noticed that we called this lady here to approach us after she spoke, and the fantastic lady here as well, we asked her to approach us. So we'll continue to engage, and I'm sure the ministry does not mind. The minister talked about compensation. That 10 billion was approved, they moved to 18 billion. It shows that 8 billion now moved to about 18 billion. It shows that the ministry is flexible. Because what I can see is that this coastal road must pass through. Let us be honest with ourselves. Don't let's deceive ourselves. This road must pass through. And if it doesn't affect you, it will affect some other people, right? But the important thing is that whoever is affected should be duly compensated. And from 8 billion to 18 billion, it shows that the federal government, the executive arm of government, is flexible. I'm hoping the 18 billion will go to 28 billion, or whatever it takes to make Nigerians happy. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he's from Lagos. He won't want Lagos residents to suffer. And this fantastic lady here proved how he worked for the president. And the president is watching this, and that's why we're putting it live, right? So even if it didn't work for the president, it doesn't matter. We're all Nigerians.
So it doesn't matter whether you're an APC or PDP or you are non-partisan. You are all Nigerians and you have the same rights and opportunities. Now, about publishing those that have been compensated, I think the minister mentioned it, and it should be done. You see, there are mischief makers out there, and there will be some people that have actually been compensated, and they will still be the ones leading the mischief. They'll keep quiet. So by the time we start to publish these things, some people will have to keep quiet. They won't be able to join, they won't be able to sustain such mischief. So it's important that we continue to publish this. And while this is going on, please let us not resort to violence. Please, let's be law-abiding as much as possible. I'm not very comfortable with the ethnic coloration I've been hearing about this matter. Because when it started at Landmark, some people said, oh, the president is Yoruba. Now it's affecting Landmark because they don't want someone from the southeast to succeed. Now I'm hearing now that they are allowing southeast to succeed. And, you know, we all know that these things are just, it's not true. It's not true. So don't allow us to descend to that level where we'll be fighting because of ethnic colorations. Is not going to help anybody. So I want to thank all of you for coming. I appreciate you on behalf of the House of Representatives. I thank you for your time. Have a good day. Thank you. I can now invite the Senate Committee Chair on Works. Please, this program is still live up to 3:30. Distinguished Senator, please.
Distinguished Senator David Umai, Honorable Minister of Works, my distinguished colleagues and members of the House of Reps, Mr. President appointee, SSA Community Engagement Southeast, SSA Community Engagement Southwest, staff of the ministry, the man that is making us proud, the Managing Director of High Tech, my good people, the stakeholders. It's just because of you people, that is why we are here. Stakeholders, I welcome you. Kabiesi. Firstly, Honorable Minister, let me thank you for the private meeting we are going to have with the community owners. I think that is a very good sign that you respect the communities. So I want to thank you for that. And for our stakeholders that are seated down here, let me just put it across that the ministry channels of communication is still wide open. And I don't want us to trivialize this, our engagement here today. Because most of you, if your wife is not from Yoruba, your wife is from Igbo, some of you. If your wife is not from there, is from Benin, or maybe from Port Harcourt, where I come from. So we are all one Nigerian. So don't trivialize this, our good project. Honorable Minister, let me thank Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for midwifing this project of which we are here. I want to tell the stakeholders that the benefit of this project will outlive what we are talking. When we talk about tourism, we talk about linkage, trade, commerce that will come as a matter of fact once this project is completed. We are going to benefit a lot. Our people look for dry money immediately and forgetting what we are going to gain for tomorrow. I want to say the coastal road that traverses from Lagos here to Calabar is something that, if you know the prospect of this project, I think we should be celebrating ahead of time. I live far back in the Niger Delta, far back. I'm an Ogoni man. And it takes an Ogoni man maybe sometimes 3 days to come to Lagos here. But with the coastal road, it's going to take us some hours. Similarly, people from Lagos here that wants to come to do business in a refinery, at Eleme, it will take you just about 6 to 7 hours. So you can see that the trade and the commerce we are talking about is more important than getting a 600,000, 400,000 compensation. But all the same, let me assure you that we have a listening minister and a minister that is open to all channels of communication. We will definitely be with him and we will hear you people. The permanent secretary was talking from here. And from time to time, we get the channels open and we continue to work. Honorable Minister, let me first of all again say
Join us as we embark on an exploration of Nigeria's rich cultural heritage and natural wonders.
He told me that there could be fish here that could be as big as myself. Well, I'm not too small, but any fish that is as big as myself, I think that is very big indeed.
In order to make sense of the pains these women go through every day to be able to provide for their family, I asked how much of this bowl they will fetch from this river to this place to make a truck.
From the bustling streets of Lagos to the serene waters of the Niger Delta, Nigeria offers an unforgettable experience.
Embrace the wisdom of our ancestors as we explore the timeless wisdom of Nigerian proverbs.
Proverbs are palm oil with which words are written. Kola nuts last long in the mouths of those that value it. He who thinks is leading when no one follows is just taking the walk. No matter how hot your anger, it cannot cook here.
Nigerian proverbs, timeless lessons from our ancestors. Are you a tech enthusiast? Perhaps you want to know more about the devices and gadgets you use. Tech Mode will bridge that gap.
Thank you for unveiling the truth and standing by the truth and for being, yourselves. Thank you very much. Let me thank High Tech, the contractor. It's been a very viable, partnership in terms of your performance, because our relationship with contractors is performance-based. If the job goes bad tomorrow, then there is we have to review our relationship. But I believe that you have been on this job less than 6 months, and look at what you have achieved. If the past contractors had done this, we will not have the problems we are having in our roads. And no matter how fast we want you to deliver this project, you have insisted that you must have foolproof consolidation of the filling. And so thank you for not allowing us to push you to make mistake. But be assured that we'll continue to work with you for the best practices. We couldn't go to see Shagamu the route, but please, I want to believe that before the end of November, you should have fully completed it. I know we have not paid you, but we are credit worthy. Let the people be happy, and of course, you will get your money. Let me tell the young, mother of you look very young, and you look good. So let me assure you that I work for Nigerians and I work for Mr. President. I don't have any ethnic coloration. After all, the woman attacking me here is from Southeast. So you go left, you get attacked. You go right. They say I was used to destroy the landmark properties. And then what will it benefit me at my status to be used? The president doesn't even know that there is anybody called landmark. But I have courage to do the right thing. And God will judge me by the decisions I take. This is very important. We meet the KPAC, as a mark of our respect, like the National Assembly had indicated also, in my apartment before we leave to the airport. Keisha will review my sister that says that I was there. If I was there and I ever made, suggestion, it means it's based on technicalities. And I don't mind, even if she's because of her, to come back to Lagos as soon as you invite me to listen. But the truth remains that having said that God is the one to judge me, I will not be biased. I will follow the instruction of God. And I will follow the directive of the president not to touch the cables. Now, many people have turned to become MTN and second True Africa, saying, no, this thing pass here. No, I've told you that it's cheaper and better for me to go by the coast. It's cheaper for me, it's better for me. And the land that is there will be acquired for tourism, for factories, and so on and so forth. So it is there. So it's not yet Uhuru that even if the cables were not there and we are passing through the coast, the owners of the land will decide whether they want to use the land or not. So this is very important. If the Lagos state government has no power or rights to give you any CFO within the 250 meters corridor from the coast, if you got that, then it is illegal document you're holding. This is very important. And then if we are passing beyond the shores of the federal government, it is within the right and overriding public interest. And I saw a man that I've never seen somebody who is vast in the enumeration exercise. So when all these things are done and it is not okay, you know the next thing to do. Whatever the court says, we will definitely obey. But like the National Assembly said, let us be law-abiding. The land does not belong to you, it does not belong to me. So why are we fighting? After I'm from Southeast, and the woman that is even, doing this from Southeast. So all the way from Southeast, you are grabbing land, and you want to, So what is, what kind of thing is that, we don't own land. So why is it in? The land belongs to federal government and belongs to the Lagos state government. It doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to you. So why are we fighting? So, young lady, don't fight me. We are not quarreling again. So, but if you are still angry, please accept my apologies. And to anyone that you've been offended by the reason of this, design, redesign, and the passing of the coastal road, please accept my apologies. Accept my apologies, please. Please. In 10 days' time, Engineer Keisha must pay all the remaining people on enumeration list. That is section 1. Section 2, we still have to come back. We open a preliminary discussion today, and then we come back and then go through the line also. But section 1 should be paid 100%. And then section 2, if you have not procured, you should procure people to do it, so that, because as people are passing, the president says you must pay them. So you have to pay them. So we can't be constructing while we are not paying them. But if you fill the land with sharp sand, from the God-given river, the law has not permitted for any compensation. So you may have to approach the people that are versed in this, and they will be able to educate you and tell you. If you are due for it, what is my own? God will judge me fairly and better if I do not hurt you. I can't hurt you to advantage the federal government, because we are a subject of federal government. And the welfare of the people is part of the first engagement of every leadership. So I cannot, offend God to this thing. The 18 billion is not coming from my pocket, but I must do the right thing so that in 20 years, they will say, I put it to you that you were once a governor. How come you didn't know? You presided over land. I don't want to do that. So I will allow the experts to take their decisions, and why we pay within the limit of the law. But if the court says otherwise, the federal government will understand and will obey the court order. So please pay the section 1 in the next 10 days. And then when we are fully paid, we will publish the payment, the bank account, the pictures of the people, totally. And so let me thank you very much, and assure those in section 2 that we are coming to run, stakeholders engagement. I would like to do that with section 5 and even section 6. I hope Piggy is not hearing me, because section 6 is going to be Ogun, before Port Harcourt. I hope he has left. So, we want to run section 2 together with Ogun and Ondo in our next engagement. If we are going to do it in Ogun, then I'll provide vehicles that will bring you and bring you back. With this, let me thank you very, very highly. As we call, they said they are giving me title. I don't know whether it's when I come back, So let him call the name is our speaker, Tajuddin. That's the name of our speaker. Let's call him by us.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Please a round of applause for him. This is a moment for a vote of thanks. Let's therefore invite the ballet of Ibolomi, Chief Adams Tajuddin, for his vote of thanks. Ibolomi. You're welcome, Chief.
On behalf of our royal fathers and traditional leaders of Lagos State and our all stakeholders, my honorable minister of work, we thank you all, and we believe that really you are a wonderful minister. God will bless you. Concerning the session 2, we thank you for having a meeting with us today, and the Lord will lead you. Say that you can able to accomplish the work of session 1, no much more about session 2. You pass through everything, you'll be successful in Jesus' name. Thank you. God bless you all. Next time, every one of us will glorify God for the work we are doing in Lagos State. Thank you.
Please, may you rise for first stanza of the national anthem. First stanza only, please. Thereafter, there will be a group photograph. National anthem. National anthem, please.
Let's
Thank you, Your Excellencies. We can now take group photograph. First, the Honorable Minister with the PEMSEC and the High Table, members of the High Table. Thereafter,
please the background lights, DJ, pull out.